Johnson, and I work at Creekwood Apartments, and we are managed by Case and Associates. And this year I have been nominated for Assistant Manager of the Year, which I am extremely excited about. A little bit about my start. I have worked in the business for 3.5 years. Started out as a leasing agent with Case, and I have been at a few of our different properties. And in the last 2.5 years, I have been at Creekwood, where I was eventually promoted to Assistant Property Manager. So just a little bit to give you an idea about what I do on a day-to-day basis. We have my basic things I do: checking emails, answering phones. Obviously, I show apartments. You try to lease those apartments. I also walk apartments, whether it be preparing for a move-in or just getting a vacant ready so that we could show it. And then I also have some other responsibilities that I do as the assistant here on property, such as paying the bills and also delegating to all of my staff. We have a total of 18, so 6 of us just being my leasing agents in the office, and then I also delegate to my maintenance staff. And then one of the biggest things I would say, biggest responsibilities I have as the assistant is dealing with resident issues. I have things as simple as just maybe returning a missed phone call or dealing with an issue where security had come out the night before. Then I also have things that might be a little bit bigger, such as an unhappy resident, whether they're unhappy with something in their apartment, unhappy with their neighbor, or there could be so many things. And I just try to diffuse that situation and make everyone in the end happy, and of course still want to live here at Creekwood at the end of the day. So I have been asked what I feel sets me apart from other nominees, and as an assistant manager, there are definitely some tasks that we take on more so than maybe our leasing staff. Me personally, however, a lot of our assistants, I know we take on the accounting side of things, where we're posting money or walking move-outs. The size of my property, I am lucky enough to have actually an account manager who is designated all of those duties. So I personally take on some other tasks, such as, for starters, I deal with any pet issues. So like I had mentioned, our size, we are 651 units here, so we're quite large. So it's a lot of residents to keep track of, and also basically with pet issues, what I do is I will, if it's brought to our attention that maybe we have a pet issue, we'll see, does that person have a pet deposit? Maybe they do they have proper documentation? Do they have an assistance animal? For auditing purposes, are things properly filled out on the lease? Then we will go to maybe sending them a notice because they don't have a deposit or they're not paying a pet rent. And in turn, we have to follow up with that, and then I have to be in charge of collecting that money. Which, awesomely enough, in 1 month, we actually increased our pet rent by $500 a month at one time, which was great. So that's one task that I do feel I do. Okay, so another task that I take on here at Creekwood would be our air filter and smoke detector checks. This is done quarterly, and I am in charge of designating which areas are done on which days. I have to notify the residents along with my maintenance staff, get the notices out, and then all of the data has to be logged into an Excel spreadsheet, which is then in turn sent to my safety inspector. And lastly, another task that I am in charge of would be our renewals. So I every month am in charge of creating a spreadsheet, putting everyone in the spreadsheet whose lease will be coming to an end the upcoming month, and then I have to generate all of their pricing, and which does take actually quite some time. Then I have to get that printed off into a renewal offer letter for each resident and sent out to their door within a timely manner. then also just throughout the month, I'm constantly updating that spreadsheet so we know who has renewed with us, who's given notice, and also who may be going month to month. Okay, so now, so you're not totally bored with me this entire time in my monotone voice, I have actually asked a few, well, just two vendors of mine to speak to you. Now that I've kind of mentioned what I feel sets me apart from some of the other nominees, so now you get it not just in my words, but other people's as well. A couple of my vendors took the time to sit down and do just a short little video clip of how they feel it has been working with me over the years.
I'm Tyler with Complete Pest Control, and I've been working with Andrea for 3.5 years, and every time she calls me, I come out, she has my work orders ready, the keys, I don't have to ask anybody else, we're ready to go. So she's definitely one of my favorite leasing agents to work with.
Hi, my name is Oscar and I work for A&G Carpet Cleaning. I want to talk to you about Andrea, that I worked with her for more than 3.5 years, and she's always been fun and she takes her job seriously.
So, some abilities and skills that I possess that help me with my job title and just my day-to-day duties. I feel I am a very organized person, not just at work, actually at home as well. I also work very diligently and thoroughly. I'm very thorough, especially when it comes to auditing and, well, really just everything and any task that I'm given. I also have been praised on my time management skills and my multitasking. Those are things that I feel I absolutely possess. Also, I'm very devoted to my job title and my career, just not only at Creekwood, but just with Case in general. I do enjoy my job and I enjoy coming to work every day. And where it is a serious, there's serious things in my day-to-day job. We also like to keep it, we kind of feel as a family, and we like to keep things lighthearted, and it really just helps getting through the day, especially when we deal with the things that we deal with in the customer service industry. And over the last couple of years, I have been blessed enough to have quite a bit of training. I've been to many of the National Apartment Association classes that you get certified in little things like fair housing and things of that nature. I have also gone to multiple of the Tulsa Apartment Association lunches and those seminars as well. And this past year, I was lucky enough to get to take the classes and take the test and do my presentation for my NALP, and so now I am certified and have that. And then in the future, I would love to get my CAM. So a time I feel that I have gone above and beyond as far as customer service goes. Actually, I have two occasions that are the similar situation, both of which I had the resident call up to the office and they had fallen and could not get up, and they were very upset and they were scared and they didn't know what to do, which oddly enough, as frustrating as it can be when our residents call us in these times of need instead of calling for an ambulance or the police, in the grand scheme of things, it's really actually a compliment that they feel safe enough that they can call us with these kinds of these times when they're in just need. So anyways, with that being said, I at both times not only called the ambulance for that resident, but I also went over to their apartment, opening the door with the key that we have, since they obviously were unable to get up and answer the door for me or for when the ambulance arrived. And then I just sat there with them, in one case I held her hand and just talked to her, trying to keep her mind off of things. And in another, tried to figure out what had happened, what had he taken that day, is he feeling okay, does he need anything? So both of those times, I feel I did go a little bit above and beyond, and also just helping anybody really, whether it be at work or in my personal day-to-day life, helping someone in need. So that is just an example of a time I feel I went above and beyond, and I also was able to have 2 of my current residents be gracious enough to stop in, and they did a short video clip of how they feel I am with customer service. So that's next.
Okay, to start off, I'd say Andrea is the most deserving of this position because from the very beginning, when I was first looking for an apartment, we were running through all of Tulsa, couldn't find one that we liked, and we stopped by Creekwood without an appointment, and she was more than willing to help us, and she showed us an apartment right off the bat. From the moment we loved it, we loved how friendly, how opening, how warm she was towards us, and willing to help us with anything that we needed. And from then on, we knew that we wanted to live at Creekwood purely because of her hospitality and how nice she was from the get-go.
I'm one of the Creekwood residents here. Our assistant manager is a great lady of honesty, a great lady of, should I say, integrity, to the point where she will talk to you, work with you on your situations here if you have a problem here, and can resolve it very quickly and diligently. And the most important thing of all, I like the trust in her and the company here, because they treated me as a resident and my wife very, very nice. I said a lot of people don't have to do that, but they take it as a special step to show you their hospitality. And this is what you want to see in a complex, hospitality. And not only reflecting just in their deeds and working with you on your situation, but also getting to know you as a person. And I love the cinnamon rolls you have on Saturdays. That's a great feature. Free coffee every day. It's good. I said little things like that make it feel like home here at Creekwood. And Andrea does a great job in displaying that. As a company, I think they're great. And she is a great lady herself. So for VP, she deserves the honor every year.
Hi, I am Misty Davis. I am a property manager with Case & Associates and a ambassador for the Tulsa Apartment Association. I highly recommend Andrea Johnson for Assistant Manager of the Year. She has been with Case for quite some time, and she finalized one of our sales of our property and then moved to our largest property in Tulsa with 650 apartments. She quickly got promoted to assistant manager, and I know she's very thorough and she manages her time well. She is able to assist the manager as well as other managers within Case that have called her that know that she's very analytical and she organizes very well. I do know she's known at properties for staying on top of pet deposits and pet rent. She's good at increasing that pet rent income. And she assists the account manager when she's off with posting money and doing sodas and walking apartments. And I think she's just an all-around thorough, good assistant manager, and I think she continues to do well and have a good attitude. She'll be able to be promoted within Case as a property manager. And I think she's just a good person.